Hi, this is Steve Walton from Tropic Heating and PatioHeat.com. Today we're going to take a look at this restaurant here. And first and foremost, I want to just kind of go through some issues that we might want to be aware of. And number one issue is there's a prominent wind coming from this direction, and it's going to hit the patio. And most likely bounce off this building and kind of go to the left and go to the right of this building here. So that's one big concern. Another concern that we have is we do have some lighting. I don't have it depicted. I just have these arched lines here. They kind of hang down from the building here. You might be able to tell up here if we look closely. Whoops, sorry about that. We look closely here, we could have these lamps that come down here. So we need to kind of be aware of that. And thirdly, there are going to be some sort of awning on top of this, and my understanding is that they will drape so that the drape is kind of not lower than this structure here, but it'll start from up here, drape down, and come back around. And that'll be maybe 3 different rows of these draping awning covers. So those are the 3 things I kind of want to just be aware of. Customer is looking pretty much at exclusively using gas units, just because this is a new construction that's been built and the provisions for electric are not there. So if I had my choice, I might even consider recommending the electric heaters, but at this point I think we're beyond that recommendation. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and look at the different options that I have here. So this is my preferred option for this layout. The seating for this area is primarily on the left side, and so there's a walkway that comes through. Actually, there's a walkway that comes through the middle here, and then a little bit of seating over here, and then some standing room only, or just access room, I should say. There is a doorway over here, and then there's a door back here that we see. So let's just go back to where they have. You can see the seating that they have right now is primarily on this outside perimeter, and then there's some seating over here. And again, there's like a little dog leg over here of the structure, so I've depicted that right here. And so right now I have these 5 units here. And before I continue that, let me just shut this off and go into the structural dimensions. And I have a bunch of dimensions here, so I apologize for what it looks like, but it's a little confusing. So I have 39 feet 10 inches from left to right. Here I have approximately 13 and almost 14 feet from front to back, and then the height here is 10 feet 1 inch, and of course this is a little bit shorter, so I have this 13 feet 2 inches, we'll call it. So that's the dimensions there. And let's go back into, let's see, this is the option I prefer here. And so with this option, what you'll see here, I'm going to throw on the array. With this option here, we have a really nice coverage, especially in the space back over here. I believe I have the tubular steel marked out here properly, so attaching these bars to that is going to take a little bit of care to do that, but it can be done fairly simple, I think. But you can see here that we have a good coverage from left to right on this image here, and pretty much evenly heated throughout the whole space. You'll notice that they're kind of crowded over here, and I actually like that idea because the predominant wind is going to come from this direction. It'll be splitting off this building, so this will be the coolest side of the patio. So you want to be able to heat the people up as much as you can. You can always switch these heaters, one on, one off, one on, something like that, so you can fluctuate the amount of heat. This is my preferred. We can get the exact dimensions here, but 5 feet off this one side, and then have them spaced out here so that they fit within this area here, and then 4 feet off of this outside edge here, 4 feet 2 inches. So that would be that layout. Let me just go ahead and turn that off, and we'll go to the next one, which would be the second preferred. And I say second preferred because the customer, the client I should say, has provisions for gas on this edge already. I would prefer to see them more in the center, and this is why. If you look at the ray, I get a more direct uniform ray from left to right, as opposed to, I should say, if I place them on this side here, I have the hot part of the ray over here, and then the colder part over here. Now, even though you see that the ray travels to this spot, this is the least warmth area. So if you compared this spot here, let's say if you were standing to this spot over here, you're probably going to be, you know, at least a quarter of the amount of heat that you feel over here. So it's reduced fairly quickly. So in any case, these are all spaced at the same amount. You can see back here, I'll just plop these back on here, which would be the other heaters, but you'll see that they have them both at 5'2" in the center, and then we go to roughly 9'10" over here. That one is, sorry, actually it's down here, so 9'10", 9'10" again, and 9'10" again, center, and then we have 9'10" again. And then of course over here we have the, I think it's 4 feet or 5 feet 2 inches. Okay, so this is for the other layout. Sorry about that, a little confusing. There's a lot of stuff going on out here, but let's just go ahead and take that off here. Again, so this option is not my favorite option. I'm going to turn that off, and it's just because of the fact that we're not heating up the patio evenly. So with that being said, the other things that we want to concern ourselves with is that I want the control side to be on the windward side. So when you place these heaters up here, it would be best to have the control on the facing the street, let's call it, on the left over here. And that's actually where the gas line is meant to be. There's a gas line that comes out of this side right here. So that would be best for the unit. And also, if you were going to use my second preferred option, which would be, I believe, oops, sorry, here, then of course I would do the same thing, keeping the controls on the windward side. Now, my first preferred option, which is this layout, I would place the control side over here, which would be upwind again, predominantly, and that would put your gas line right over here on this edge. So there's the layout, my preferred here, and of course we'll make changes as far as what you're looking for based on what you have available. So that's always a deciding factor, but this to me would be the best layout with the most coverage. And thank you very much. If you're looking for layout for your particular application or need some help in placing equipment in your patio, feel free to give us a call. We're here to help, and we're experts, have 30 years of this planning, so feel free to make contact with us, and we love to provide you with a quote. And have a great day.